5 primitive survival instincts that quietly drive your dating selection process. The illusion of choice. Ever wondered why you're suddenly attracted to someone who is objectively wrong for you? Not who's done it, but repeatedly. It's not bad luck. It's not chemistry. And it's definitely not your heart making that decision. It's something much older. Something buried deep in your nervous system. A biological blueprint that was written long before modern dating even existed. You think you're choosing, but you're not. You're being selected by your own survival instincts. And those instincts don't care about your happiness. They care about survival, reproduction, safety. That's it. Modern dating feels advanced apps, profiles, preferences, types. But underneath all that, you're still running Stone Age software. And that software is scanning every person you meet with one brutal question. Will this person help me survive? Or destroy me? This is why you feel an instant pull towards certain people. You get the eek without knowing why. You mistake anxiety for attraction. You chase people who are bad for you, but feel right. Because your brain isn't asking, are they good for my long-term happiness? It's asking, do they match ancient survival patterns? And here's where it gets dangerous. Most of these decisions happen before you even speak. Within milliseconds, your brain has already judged their safety, their value, their genetic quality, their social power, and it locks in a feeling that you later call chemistry. But let's call it what it really is. Biological programming disguised as attraction. Even empathy, even your emotional patterns. They're not always what you think. Sometimes what you call deep connection is actually hyper-awareness built from survival conditioning. So when you say, I don't know why I'm attracted to them, you're telling the truth. Because you didn't choose it consciously. And today, we're exposing the 5 primitive survival instincts that are secretly controlling your dating life. The hidden filters, the unconscious triggers, the ancient code running beneath your personality. Because once you see them, you stop dating for survival and start dating with power. The first instinct is the most ruthless one. It decides everything before attraction even begins. It doesn't care how attractive someone is. It doesn't care how confident they seem. If this instinct fails, nothing else matters. The safety filter, immediate threat assessment. Before attraction, before curiosity, before interested is fear. Not conscious fear. Not the kind you can explain, but a silent, automatic scan happening deep inside your brain. Am I safe with this person? This is your first and most powerful filter. And it happens in milliseconds. The moment you see someone, your nervous system begins analyzing their body language, their tone, their eye contact, their unpredictability, not for attraction, but for threat detection. Because your brain still believes you're living in a world where the wrong person could harm you. The wrong alliance could cost your survival. The wrong trust could destroy your future. So before anything else, it asks, will this person protect me or destabilize me? Why you feel the ICK and can't explain it. That strange feeling you get sometimes when someone seems perfect on paper, but something feels off. That's not intuition in a mystical sense. That's your primitive threat detection system firing. A micro-expression, a tone mismatch, a slight inconsistency. And suddenly, you feel discomfort, distance, rejection. You call it. I lost interest. The vibe changed, something felt weird. But what actually happened is this. Your brain detected unpredictability. And unpredictability equals danger. Because, in survival terms, a predictable person is safe. An unpredictable one is a risk. Calm, attraction, the hidden rule. Here's the part most people completely misunderstand. Attraction is not just about excitement. It's about nervous system regulation. The person who makes you feel calm, grounded, emotionally steady, triggers something ancient inside you. I can survive with this person. And in today's chaotic, overstimulated world, that feeling is rare, which is why calm people often become quietly attractive, deeply addictive, impossible to replace. Why chaos feels like chemistry. Now, here's the trap. If your nervous system was trained in chaos, you don't associate calm with attraction. You associate anxiety with excitement, uncertainty with desire, emotional instability with chemistry. So, when someone is stable, you feel bored. When someone is unpredictable, you feel hooked. And this is how your survival instinct gets distorted. Because what once helped you survive, now sabotages your relationships. As seen in deep psychological patterns, what we often call empathy or intuition can actually be shaped by early survival conditioning, a system trained to scan for danger constantly. The real truth: you are not attracted to people. You are attracted to how your body feels around them. And your body is not choosing love. It's choosing safety patterns. Transition to next instinct. Now here's where it gets even more uncomfortable. Because once your brain decides someone is safe, it doesn't stop there. It moves to the next ancient question. Can this person provide, or will they drain me? This is where attraction shifts from safety to value. And most people are being judged here without realizing it. Resource acquisition, modern provisioning instinct. Once your brain decides, this person is safe, it immediately moves to the next question. Can this person sustain life, or will they become a liability? This is where attraction becomes strategic, not emotional, not romantic. Survival-based evaluation, because in ancient environments, choosing the wrong partner didn't just mean heartbreak. It meant starvation, exposure, death. So your brain evolved to ask one brutal question. What does this person bring to my survival? The modern misunderstanding. Today, nobody is hunting for food. Nobody is building fires to survive. But your brain doesn't know that. It's still scanning for stability, consistency, capability. Only now, these traits show up differently. Instead of hunting skills, physical dominance, your brain looks for focus, discipline, competence, direction. Because in 2026, survival doesn't mean strength. It means adaptability. Why competence is attractive. Ever notice this? Someone who is deeply skilled at something, even if it's niche, suddenly becomes attractive. Not because of looks, but because of mastery. That's your brain recognizing this person can create value, and value equals survival. Whether it's business, fitness, social influence, creative skill, your brain reads it as, this person can build a future. And here's the truth most people ignore. Attraction is not just about who you are. It's about how useful your existence appears. Why? Inconsistency kills attraction. Now flip it. If someone is unstable, directionless, emotionally unpredictable, constantly struggling, your brain doesn't see potential. It sees risk. Even if they're attractive, even if they're charming, something feels off. And that feeling is, this person might drain my survival energy. So attraction fades. Not because they're bad, but because your biology is saying, not reliable. The new survival signals. 2026 shift. In today's world, the strongest signals of provider energy are no longer physical. They are digital intelligence, social leverage, network influence, financial discipline. Because survival has evolved and your brain has adapted. Now it asks, can this person navigate complexity? Can they handle pressure? Can they build something that lasts? The harsh reality. You might think attraction is about personality, but underneath, you are being evaluated for your usefulness, your stability, your ability to contribute, and you're doing the same without realizing it. But even if someone is safe, even if they are capable, there's still one deeper filter your brain cannot ignore. A silent, biological scan that asks, are they genetically worth it? This one is brutal, because it has nothing to do with logic and everything to do with biology, genetic fitness. The silent biological scan. Even if someone feels safe, even if they seem capable, there is one final filter your brain cannot override. Are they biologically strong enough to pass on? This is the most primitive and ruthless instinct of all, because it operates completely outside logic. You don't consciously think, do they have good genes? But your brain is constantly scanning for it through subtle cues like skin clarity, facial symmetry, posture, energy levels, voice tone, and within seconds, it makes a decision, healthy or risky, why you're drawn to certain faces, Ever noticed how some people just look right, even if you can't explain why? That's not random. Your brain is detecting symmetry, signals genetic stability. Clear skin signals internal health. Bright eyes signals vitality. These are ancient indicators of this person can survive harsh conditions, and your biology translates that into attraction, desire, interest. WHY type is an illusion. You think you have a type, but your type is often just a pattern of biological cues your brain has learned to prioritize. This is why different people are attracted to completely different looks. Your preferences can change over time. You feel drawn to someone before knowing anything about them, because attraction here is not about personality. It's about biological signaling, the role of energy and presence. Now here's something deeper. Genetic fitness is not just physical. It's energetic. People who move with confidence, speak with clarity, carry strong presence, trigger something powerful. This person has vitality, and vitality equals survival advantage. That's why someone average can feel more attractive than someone objectively perfect, because your brain values life force over appearance. Modern wellness equals primitive signaling. Think about this. Why are people obsessed with fitness, skincare, diet, mental clarity? It's not just for health. It's subconscious signaling. You are telling the world, I can handle stress. I can survive. I am strong. And others feel that instantly. The dark truth. This instinct is brutally honest. It doesn't care about your personality, your kindness, your intentions. If the biological signals don't align, attraction struggles to form. And this is why people say, I like them, but I don't feel it, because their mind is saying yes, but their biology is saying no. Now, here's where everything comes together. Because even if someone is safe, capable, genetically attractive, there's still one final instinct that determines whether you choose them publicly or reject them completely. Social rank and tribal value. Because survival was never just individual, it was collective. And your brain is still asking, will this person raise my status or lower it? Social rank and tribal value, the final hidden filter. Even after everything, even after safety, capability, biological attraction, there is one final question your brain asks. How does this person affect my position in the tribe? Because for most of human history, survival was not individual. It was social. If you were respected, you survived, valued, you were protected, high status, you had access to resources. But if you were rejected, isolated, lowered in status, you were vulnerable. So your brain evolved one last filter. Will this person elevate me or cost me my place? Why status equals attraction. This is why people are drawn to individuals who have social confidence, influence, recognition, leadership energy. Because your brain interprets that as, this person can protect my position, not physically, but socially. And in today's world, social survival looks like respect, visibility, network, influence. So when someone has strong presence in a group, they instantly become more attractive, not because of who they are, but because of what they represent, why you care what others think. Even if you deny it, you might say, I don't care about status. But your brain does. That subtle thought. What would people think if I date this person? That's not insecurity. That's tribal programming. Because being with the wrong person could historically mean losing respect, losing alliances, losing protection. So your brain constantly evaluates, does this person increase my value in the eyes of others? The fear of ostracization. Here's the deeper layer. Humans fear one thing more than rejection. Exclusion. Because exclusion used to mean death. So you're naturally pulled toward people who fit into your social world, improve your image, strengthen your identity, and you avoid those who create friction, lower perceived value, disrupt your social standing, even if you like them. Leadership equals protection signal. Now, here's the most powerful part. Leadership is not just attractive. It's biologically reassuring. Someone who can navigate social dynamics, handle pressure, command respect, signals, I can lead, I can protect, I can adapt, and your brain locks onto that. Why you sabotage connections? This is where many people destroy good relationships, because even if someone is kind, loyal, compatible, if they don't match your perceived social value, attraction fades. Not consciously, but instinctively. Let's bring everything together. Your dating decisions are being filtered through 1. Safety. Am I secure? 2. Resources. Can they provide? 3. Genetics. Are they strong? 4. Status. Do they elevate me? And all of this happens before love even begins. The real reason your patterns repeat. You don't have a type, you have a survival blueprint. And until you become aware of it, you will keep choosing what feels familiar, what feels intense, what feels right, even when it's wrong for your future. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop chasing attraction and start decoding it. You stop asking, why am I drawn to them? And start asking, which instinct are they triggering in me? Because attraction is not magic. It's mechanism. And once you see the mechanism, you finally take control. Most people will never understand this. They will keep dating on autopilot, letting instincts choose their future. But now you see the system. And the only question left is, will you keep obeying it or learn to override it?